Welcome, everybody, to a special FYC TV review. I'm your host, Gagne. With me, as always, my partner, Naldo. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it going, everybody?
Oh, I think everyone's great because we're back for another She-Hulk episode 3 and 4 today because we were slackers and did not take care of this last week.
All right, 3 and 4. I think 3 will be pretty quick. 4 was okay, but three, episode 3. Let's get into it. Episode 3, the People versus Emil Blonsky. Man, I felt like this episode was such a filler episode. There was nothing in this episode that gave me hope for anything towards the show. We get Wong in it, but it just, again, it felt like a filler episode.
Yeah, we already got the reveal of Emil Blonsky in episode 2, and so you get a little bit more here, but there really isn't much other than bringing Wong into the adventure. I heard somewhere that, I think everyone's looking at Wong like he's the new Nick Fury, like where he's supposed to kind of bring the next group of Avengers together. I don't know. It seems like they're really doing a disservice to the Sorcerer Supreme, and he's just comedic relief, which seems kind of it's almost a carry on from the last Doctor Strange movie where, I don't know, I've always taken the Sorcerer Supreme as a more serious role, and it just feels like Wong gets to pop in and out and make jokes, and I mean, good for him, and I like Wong, but
yeah, I completely agree. We've always said more Wong the better. More Wong,
yeah,
it makes it all better.
Absolutely.
But I feel like in this, it's becoming like a running gag, and he's becoming kind of cheesy. I feel like in the Doctor Strange movies, he's funny, but he's serious, and he's not as cheesy. I feel like they're going to overuse him in this, and I'm afraid that his character is going to go downhill because of it. This episode was just, it was really bad. And I'm going to let everybody know. No, it's probably really sad, but I have no idea who Megan the Stallion is. I know who Rocky the Italian Stallion is, but
you don't know who Megan the Stallion is at all?
I don't. I'm sure if you play us one of her songs, I would know it, but I don't. I'm sorry.
She's a female artist that's just like top of the charts, she's I don't know what to say other than that, other than it feels like a grab for attention. To have it didn't. I'm game for the tongue-in-cheek fourth wall conversations. When you start getting the forced comedy, which is what this kind of gag felt like, that's when I started to get into like, okay, the show's losing me. Where is the story here? Like where is, like, I don't need her to save the world, but she has to have some kind of antagonist. And when are we going to get there? Because we're now heading towards the halfway point of this series, and I don't know that anything's ever going to happen. To your point, like, we've brought Wong in, great. We reintroduced the Abomination. Is anything going to happen with him, or are we just is that just because we can say, well, she's a superhero lawyer, so we're going to bring superheroes and in and out on an episodic basis?
I am afraid. I'm afraid that we've seen the last of Emil Blonsky, the Abomination. I felt like it was just they won the case and that's it. I want Emil Blonsky. I want some action. I want some just anger in this. And I felt like there was nothing to this episode. I mean, I think Tim Roth is funny. He's really funny and he's cool, but he turns into the Abomination and he comes back and he's got it under control, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah, that's the biggest discovery, I think, in this show, is that, hey, guess what? The people who can turn into giant monsters, well, they have it under control, so it's okay. Yeah. Everything's fine. There's no strife. Like, that is the Hulk. Like, and you can differentiate her character as much as you want, but if you're just going to do the same stuff where, like, oh, well, she's already got this figured out, well, then give me something else then. I need some more strife in her life other than, well, she has a hard time dating. Does that take us into episode 4? Because I think there ain't much else in 3 that really happened that is worth mentioning.
The only thing that was towards the end where she was about to get mugged by those guys, and she realized she's scared for like 5 seconds. She realized, wait a minute, I'm the Hulk. I can do whatever the hell I want. She takes him out, and it turns out that they want her blood. They try to penetrate her skin, but they couldn't, because when she becomes the Hulk, she's got you can't penetrate her skin.
Sure.
So is that the angle we're going? Are people going after her blood because they all want to turn into Hulk? Right. So
sure.
Are they going to do something with that? Or
they mentioned a boss, so obviously they've got to boss? Is it Kingpin? Maybe.
Yeah.
We know Daredevil's showing up, so she's in LA, so that doesn't even track necessarily. So
Okay.
they don't give much. I kind of was like, well, maybe it's Vulture, little Michael Keaton. They had
Sure.
those weapons kind of seem similar to like what he was rocking in
In
that first
Homecoming.
Spider-Man movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe, but very, very watered down
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Especially with that the witch. Was she a witch or a shapeshifter
Oh,
from Asgard?
rough.
It's just like it's
Yes,
just stupid. It's
it's
like, come
rough.
on.
A funny anecdote to the guy that she works with, the lawyer that she worked with, that is suing this witch. But other than that, it just her running around the courtroom and making little joke. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work
Yeah.
for me.
All right. Episode 3 sucks. Sorry. It just did. Let's go to episode 4. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, episode 4. This episode was a little bit better. We get more Wong, and I'm not a fan usually of her breaking the fourth wall, but when she broke the fourth wall right in the beginning, she goes, "I see you guys are all happy. Wong's back and all this," and I'm like, "Yeah, Wong is back, so maybe I am happy a little bit more." But this episode was much better than the third one, and we get introduced to this guy in my background named Donnie Blaze, who, if you guys don't know, Marvel has a character called Johnny Blaze, who
Yes.
is actually Ghost Rider. So is he the new Ghost Rider that's going to be popping up? We shall see. I don't know.
Yeah. Game for the fourth wall. I thought it was actually funny about the joke about Twitter, giving She-Hulk a pass because Wong is on the episode.
Yeah.
Feels very smart, just because I feel like people were already excited, and they must have filmed this months ago and had that joke in there, so the word is out. Everybody wants more Wong.
Yeah.
However, again, it's just the delivery of it. Okay, so you've got a shitty magician who happens to be a cast off of the school of the mystic arts.
Yeah.
And, we got that already. Again, we got that already with people having access to the ring and utilizing it for things that don't involve like stopping bad guys, which is what the mystic arts are supposed to be doing.
Right.
And so it's slowly over time, I feel like, diminishing anything that Doctor Strange was important, like anything that was that seemed so universal and so grand. It's brought to this level of like, it's a gag now. Like, I feel like I could put on a ring and just do my hands like this and open a portal. Like, is it not that big of a deal? Like,
I mean, I don't know. Remember in No Way Home where Peter Parker's buddy puts on the ring and he's opening the portal? Ned, right? So I don't know. One thing I did like, another thing I liked about this episode was I like Madison, the drunk girl who went up on stage and she goes through the portals and she's calling Wong Wongers. I thought that was funny.
Yeah,
it was
with
cute.
the wife, not where
Yes.
you expected.
Yeah. So that was surprising. I thought I was gonna hate that character, but when they're watching TV she's watching TV with Wongs and he's all, hey, Wongers, and they're talking about the drinks, I thought it was cute. Okay, whatever.
It was cute. I'm with you on that. I did like the end credit scene where they're just going. She's asking him about different cocktails and whether he's had it or not.
Yeah,
where they're just buddies and she's just sitting watching TV with them. What were they watching at the end? It was This Is Us.
This Is Us. Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate the Sopranos spoilers. I appreciate Wong. I don't want to diminish the gravitas of the powers, the superhero. Like,
sure,
it can be comedic without being a joke. And it feels like some of these like cases that she's taking, like we're all smart. Like, we all know, like, Wong's got no legal, grounds to stand on. Like,
yeah,
come on. Like, that didn't work for me. Like, I appreciate that she at least jumped into action and had something to do in this episode where, they opened the wrong portal and there's some beasts that grow to where, you actually get to see her do something. Because I feel like we really haven't gotten that opportunity very much.
Yeah.
I need a little more of that. I need a little more of her having to spring into action. They did a little bit better this episode than that, but I just still think like the gags of the Donnie Blaze and the whatever her name, party girl number
Madison with the Y,
Madison,
like
doesn't matter. Like, I'm wanting more, and it's tough to watch this on a week by week basis because there's not a lot of story to keep me
Sure.
intrigued to say, well, what's going to happen next? Do I even care? Like, I don't know what's going to happen next. But it doesn't really matter to me. Is Wong just going to pop in again with another problem, and She-Hulk's going to kind of work with them, or
Yeah.
what do we get now?
I don't know. It was cool seeing She-Hulk and Wong team up to fight those little demons. You're right. It was neat. I want more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what's going to happen with Hulk and the spaceship. Bring that back into play. You know, there was more mystery surrounding that than all these little filler episodes. I want her fighting. I know she's a lawyer, but give me more action. I'm sorry, give me more action. I understand it's cute. She goes on dates and she's, you know, she's swiping and all this stuff. But it's like, okay, I get there's these cute moments, but you want to keep me intrigued. Give me more mystery around it. Give me a better story. Give me a little bit more action. Let me see She-Hulk kick some ass. You know?
Yes.
So
like for real, not just like little demons and, you know, punks in an alleyway. I want to see some true story behind it. I think we're now 4 episodes in, and I still don't know what's going to happen or what the point of her story is going to be.
yeah.
With what, 4 to go?
What is this? Is it 6 episodes only or 8?
I think it's 8. I think
Okay,
this one's
so
8.
then four more to go. Yeah, I mean, episode 2 gave me some hope. Episode 3 just totally lost me. Episode 4 gave me a little spark of hope, but again, I need to see her in action. I need to see what she can do. I know she's still trying to figure it all out, and I want to see more of her family. I want to see more of her dad. Actually, I liked her dad. So I want to see more. Give me more. I don't want this to be just her going on dates and being tongue in cheek. I don't. So it's going to lose me.
Yeah, 100%. We had a listener actually give us a message about Marvel not knowing how to write female characters. And while I'm not there yet, I do want to see a little bit more serious tone put into it. And I think they did a really good job with that in Miss Marvel. I enjoyed that, even from a perspective of a teenage, you know, it being about a teenage girl. They did funny, they did cute in that, and they still told a good story. I'm waiting for that to happen here. I'm waiting for something to push this story into a direction that makes me a little more, you know, invested in it. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it. I like the actress. I think Tatiana Maslany's great as She-Hulk. I don't have all the crazy whining about the CGI. I'm over it. Whatever, it's fine. You know, it's a choice.
Okay.
Not great, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want the story. Like, just give me something to go on where she truly has to, like you said, snap into action. Fingers crossed it's coming.
We'll see what happens.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. All right. I think I'm done.
That's our recap, folks. Sorry we beat a dead horse. 3 and 4 are out and up. Let us know what you think. We'll be back for episode 5 hopefully next week. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Gagne. With me as always, my partner, Naldo.
Sounds good, everyone. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.